What's up, guys? Thanks so much for tuning in and checking out the videos here. I haven't done videos in a long time. I haven't really invested in said videos. However, because I'm going to be doing this big bike trip this year and I've kind of announced it to the world, I kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit and kind of the process with that. So I decided to cycle 350 miles this year because it's something I've just been very excited and invested in doing, and I just want to actually have like a real fun adventure this year. I've always enjoyed biking, but I've never really invested in the idea of actually spending some time learning to ride a bike, learning how to be a mechanic on a bike, and learning how to adventure on a bike. So I read two books a couple years ago. I read 1 Year on a Bike and 2 Years on a Bike, both by Martin Doolard. He's a Dutch cyclist who's ridden from Amsterdam to Singapore and then from Vancouver to Patagonia, which is a super amazing thing. There's a lot kind of that goes into long distance cycling. And I was like, I don't think I can do months or years at a time of cycling. So what if I gave myself a number, kind of an arbitrary number that I chose? And originally it was 333 because I was turning 33 this year. And instead I switched it to 350 because I wanted to just give it a little extra push. And if I add a little bit of extra time in my ride, I would be able to just see a few more things I want to see. A lot of people are asking, what bike am I using for this trip? I'm not actually using a fancy bike at all. I'm using a very old bike. I'm using an old Trek bike. Up here, I'm not very strong, so this might look bad, but oh, it's this bike right here. I'm carrying this bike. Oh. But it's an old bike, and it's not a perfect bike either, so it has a few things I need to fix up before I go for the ride, and I need to learn actually efficient and good bike maintenance for the trail. So I picked up a couple of things that will go on the bike. I have, as you saw from where I lifted it, I have a kind of tube bag there. It's a Fjallraven Specialized Collaboration tube, and then I have a front basket as well that will go on there, a bag that is also same thing, Fjallraven Specialized, and then two kind of, they look like cup holders, but I think they're called like a snack pouch, a gear pouch, whatever. And so I'm doing that. I'm gonna replace the saddle, and then I'm also gonna get a mount on the back so I can either add 2 saddlebags or to hold like my tent and sleeping provisions or something else, right? So that's kind of the plan. I wanted to do it as inexpensively as I could. So I decided to stick with the old bike, at least for this trip. 350 miles on this bike seems manageable. I've ridden around quite a bit in the area I'm from, and I've also tried, you know, just to be a little bit more frugal on this trip the first time go around. Because what if I hate it? What if I ride, you know, and train and do this ride and I actually end up deciding I hate cycling, which I hope I won't, but that could be the case, right? So yeah, that's the plan. Next time I'm going to share the map for the route, which will be through Utah, and it should be, I believe at this point, I've got it mapped up to 5 counties throughout central Utah. So I'm super hyped for that, and I hope that you join me in the rest of the journey. And any tips or tricks you have from whether it's your opinion and you're not a huge cyclist and you just feel the need to share, or whether you're a seasoned cyclist, or, you know, and things that you found, tips and tricks for long distance travel. My goal, sorry, one last thing, my goal is to do all of this in 4 days or less. So yeah, we'll have to see. But like I said, I'll share the map and the route, and we'll talk to you next time.